Reserve and the fuel change payment is $69,098. It's on your worksheet. Under total, that's a 5.5% contingency.
Bob, I've been asked by a couple people, are you going to remove Santa Claus house? They're very concerned about that.
It's actually going to be upgraded. I mean, it's going to be taken down, but then built back up with like a real foundation, and then that's going to be like a bistro. There's going to be cooking equipment in there and electric. Right now, the Santa Claus house doesn't have electric. It doesn't have insulation or anything like that.
But at Christmas time, it would be Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is asked by a couple folks, and I just wanted to reassure.
What about the?
Go ahead.
No, please.
The playground equipment, why is that so bad?
There's not funding in place for it right now. It's part of the original scope, and we have a cost. I just printed out these are the notes that I keep for the project funding. It's not part of the scope of the project, at least not on the current funding.
Bob, what about the bell? I heard we were going to throw that in the garbage. Is that true? The bell that's over there?
Hey,
No.
that's a fire department.
Okay. I'm just making sure. That's why I read that on
There's
Facebook.
there's a lot of rumors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Like Santa's.
That's not true.
Okay, not true. We're not going to throw the bell in the garbage.
But
Cool.
just to clarify, there is one tree that is a memorial tree that the family has already been contacted, and we will be moving that to another location in the park. Not the tree, they'll be planting another tree, and the family is okay with that. So I think they might.
Good. When do we start paving the whole yard? When will that, the whole park, will that be going in this summer as well, or?
Sorry?
No.
AstroTurf, staph infection, a lot.
I'm just going with what I read on Facebook. So.
I can recommend a book for you to start reading, Mr. Gonzalez. It might help you out.
Okay.
Go wash your face.
Anything, of course, well, maybe Mayor would have a better contact with in regards to the pavilion? No. Gazebo? Anything that you've heard from the Rotary?
The last I heard from the Exchange Club, I'm sorry, the Rotary Club, was that they are still planning renovations to the gazebo.
Wonderful.
So they'll, last thing they were having, they were looking at how they're going to fund it, and then they will present something to Bob for review, and we'll go from there.
So, Mr. Mayor, is there any plans at removing the music in the park sessions?
No.
Okay.
No, the construction will not interfere with that.
Okay.
We will still have the music in the park. As a matter of fact, Chris Shuari is now upped it from 12 to 15. We're going to start at Memorial Day and then Labor Day.
Wonderful.
So.
Okay. Any other comments or questions by the council?
Yeah, can I make a comment, John?
Please.
I wanted to say a few words about the project as a whole. Since we're being recorded by 3 different devices, I thought this would be an opportune time. Jim Ekstrom wrote an article in the Times-Herald about this project, the Farmers Market project, and I found that article, like many of his, pretty spot on. Basically, the observation was farmer markets, there's a big upside. They've been very successful in a lot of communities, but there's a lot of trepidation with ours, mainly because of the loss of green space, and maybe we don't have a rock solid plan of what the end result's going to look like as a business model. And I had some thought on that. One is, and why I'm supporting that, and why I think we as a city should support this. One, we live in an area in decline that's been in decline literally for 50 years, slow but steady. And I don't see a drastic change to that happening anytime soon. New York's still a leader in population decline in the United States. and that's probably going to continue for a while. My point of that is saying we're not in the last 30 seconds of the game where we need to throw a Hail Mary, but I do think we're in the last 5 minutes, and we better think up some pretty darn creative plays. And this is one of those creative plays where we have to try something unusual to keep the ball moving. In regards to what is the business plan going to look like, I do think that's a weakness of this, that we don't exactly know how all the pieces of the puzzle are going to fit together. But that doesn't stop me from supporting that, because sometimes it's hard, and I know this from personal experience, knowing what the goal, the finish line is going to look like exactly. Sometimes you just have to put one foot in front of the other and just keep going forward, and you'll figure it out at the end. And I know there's a big downside. It could be a failure. Yep, anything risk can be a failure. There also can be a huge upside too. It can be a smashing success. And great reward requires great risk. So I just want to get that out, and I'll probably repeat that a few more times as we get closer to the finish line with this. I get a lot of feedback on this project in our hardware store. Some negative, some positive. I'd say it's about even. So anyways, just some thoughts on the project.
If I may, one of the things, and we gotta keep this in mind, it's been tagged as a farmer's market, and that's not what the intent was, and somehow that just stuck with it, the farmer's market. We wanna make this a more than just a farmer's market. And I've had a brief conversation with the Greater Olean about how to market it and things like that, and I'm gonna continue some talks there. And this is, we need to come up with a catchy name. One of the suggestions is, Hoops Market, after Major Hoops. Kelly's shaking her head, she doesn't like that. But, so whatever suggestions we have on, what we can name here, and come up with some, a marketing plan to market it, and so it gets the use that we expect it to get.